So after my neck ablation, where they stuck the needles up in my neck and gave me great pain, I missed the follow-up call last Friday because phone calls are not easy for me. So today I call him back, and then I get called back by someone I'm assuming is the doctor, because I have no clue who the doctor is. They just shuffle me around at this pain clinic. Whoever they gave me not only took 5 minutes after picking up to settle on if she was ready to talk or not, and she'd ask a question, she'd go, hang on, and then you could hear she was like, it was too loud or whatever. And then this woman seemed to have no idea not only who I was, so I know they see a lot of people, but damn, you called me back. She didn't seem to know I had arthritis or fibromyalgia, so that bodes well. And apparently what they mostly wanted out of that stupid hourly log they wanted me to keep was numbers. And I explained, because I'm so sick of this with them, but other places too. Normal pain level at 0 is none. It's a mythical pain level as far as I'm concerned. I have not felt that since toddlerhood. So it's clearly not something I will ever reach. But these doctors act like when you say, what's your pain today? It's a pain clinic, and you say 8 out of 10. They're like, it's like, what? Why am I here otherwise? I don't expect somebody who tweaked their back, but they're a otherwise healthy person to be like 8, Well, if they're a cishet white man, yeah, probably. But anyways, so I had to explain that, and that was fun. She basically made me put it on, so out of 10, I said I started with 8, felt like 8, especially because I was woozy and very inflamed afterward. And then we kind of danced around until we got to 7, and I would end on maybe 7, 8, 7 at the best. She's like, oh, and she said, okay, what percentage out of 100 would you say this helped with your pain? And I really thought about this very sincerely. And mind you, if you asked me what my normal neck pain was, I'd probably say 100. So it's a very painful area for me, and I've never not had pain there, again, since toddlerhood. So I was like, well, the inflammation was a bitch, and the nausea was no fun. She's like, oh, those aren't normal side effects. And that's when we realized she didn't know anything about my history. And I said, well, I think I'd say, including that plus the end result, mind you, as I've said on here, I was totally willing to do this again. So for me, that says, hey, I feel this helped enough. I said 40%. Honestly, I thought I was being generous. I thought it was more like 30% because it helped. But there was still pain, especially because it's not going to cure everything. There's a whole lot of mess going on. It's all linked. It's very hard to separate it because like when those 3 vertebrae chilled out, then the other vertebrae kicked in, and I've been having real shoulder pain, and I'm still on the shoulder pain, and good luck figuring out what part of your body is giving you blinding pain. It's not as easy as you'd think if you're somebody with arthritis or fibromyalgia or scoliosis. And so I thought 40%, quite good. She goes, oh, well, insurance usually won't cover it unless it's 80%. I try not to be a bitch when I'm talking to doctors, especially if they're not intentionally being assholes. A little bit of bitch crept out. I almost started hysterically laughing. I was like, 80%? I said, I don't believe if tomorrow they gave me surgery on my neck and back, I'd have 80% pain relief. I think 30, 40 is the most realistic I'm ever going to get. Or I'm sorry, I mean, sorry, 40% is the most realistic I'm going to get without surgery. 60% is probably the most realistic if there was surgery and it went well. Like, that's what I believe. I just couldn't believe anyone would say the simple little doodah would be 80% of your neck pain when your neck is like the circle of hell. I'm like, what? I mean, genuinely, I don't even truly believe, unless it was something stem cell related, maybe, that they could take away 80% of my neck pain in any circumstance short of giving me a new body, which, gods, we gotta talk, babes. Wish they quit getting drunk and making people. Ugh. So yeah, I was just like, what? She's like, well, that's what it is. Like, well, fine, then it was 80. Yes, 80. Because I felt it was enough worth going in again. And she made it sound real like, I'm like, oh, well, just assume you're still coming in next week. Mind you, the 2 weeks, because rural hell. And I'm just like, I don't even know what to do with these people right now. I usually end up getting frustrated by this pain clinic and stopping because I feel like, well, there are some very good doctors. There's particularly a doctor who had a car crash and she's had a lot of trouble with her spine. I don't think I got her this time, if I remember correctly. So the rest of them, Keystone Cops, they seem ill-equipped for dealing with people with great pain, which is really weird considering that's all they do. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get the next test or even the full hot needle therapy. I mean, I was looking forward to it. Hell, I was going to be like, can you do this on the rest of my entire spine, maybe? Probably not. Never mind if you had to do it twice a year. Holy hell, just 3 vertebrae was... Can't imagine. I don't know how many damn vertebrae there are, but even past 6 is plenty. I don't think I could do it. So, yeah. This really sucks because every day I feel like I'm banging my head on the wall with this shit because you gotta deal with incompetence. You gotta deal with insurers, which is entirely incompetence most of the time. I told my grandma, I said, I'd love to see my insurance deny this. I'd love to write them a well-worded letter about the pain that is my neck because I really could. And I hope I make them squirm if I do. So, it's just a mess. Like, I woke up today, I didn't want to deal with this shit. I'm tired. And the only thing I wake up to on Monday is doctors calling, pharmacies calling. That's the only calls I ever get, any contact I get. I'm just like, no, I think I'd rather go back to bed, thank you. You think I'm joking, but I actually have. I've been sleeping so much. I'm actually getting confused by what memories are dreams and which ones actually happen. That's not a good sign. That's a sign you're in a deep depression fog, so... I don't foresee that changing any day soon, unfortunately, because nothing else is going to. So, as much as I love my grandparents, there's nobody else that can fight insurance and disability for me. So, guess it's just me.